Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. So I just became the Chief Investment Officer for Humble Financial. And the neat thing about that is that now all of the trading strategies that I've developed and created bots for, you can now subscribe to those, and I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested. It's only for people outside of the United States, just because of regulatory reasons. But I will continue to keep doing YouTube videos and teaching people how to trade. And so nothing will really change on the CoinBook channel, but pretty cool that that's now an option. Well, today has been one day for the history books. We're going to do just a quick overview of markets, and then we're going to talk about what is happening today and the revolution that's happening over in the stock market. But first of all, Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength off of the 50, and it has to do with the revolution that we're seeing today. So more details to come. This is a bullish engulfing candle, and we're seeing a lot of strength in Bitcoin after the events that are going on today. So we may be in for some more upside. This may not break. Wow, crazy events unfolding today. Definitely one for the history books. We have a ton of resistance to still overcome, but if we break above this descending line right here, we're going to start seeing new all-time highs, and this thing's going to blow wide open. So Bitcoin's got some power behind it. So the alt market is definitely within range. So we're within our range of these two lines here. So no breakout yet. We're still around 10.5 million Bitcoin as a total market cap. And then others dominance had this weird sudden drop, but it's totally fabricated because there's no evidence of any trend that happened here. In fact, many alts are up today. So it's kind of like this strange adjustment. It's been adjusted again. So I don't know what the deal is. I wish I knew which coins were part of this, and I'm about ready to write my own altcoin dominance trend so that we can have something consistent to look at. But as of now, it's popped down, but there's still a lot of strength in the altcoin market. These are the giant hedge funds out in the stock market today. Everything was going along just fine. And this is the short squeeze. Calvin, you got to turn it off. Why is it still going? Oh, it's still going. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. I know many of you know the story and know what's going on today, and well, this past year. But I thought I would just give it my college try to summarize what is happening. This is GameStop's stock price, and this is about a year worth of history. I mean, it goes back a little bit, but you can tell that it's relatively flat and hovering around $4. And suddenly today, we're at 197, but hit a high of 483. So if I take off log scale, you can just see the magnitude of what has happened in the past, really since January 13th is when the rocket ship began. But still, so as this kind of what is happening is there's essentially a financial revolution. The majority of people on planet Earth know that the regular markets are being completely manipulated, and that there are just giant companies and giant governments with so much money, huge hedge funds with tons and tons of money, that absolutely dictate the prices of what's happening. If you're curious, you can go and research Max Pain theory, and Max Pain theory is essentially a theory that says that when people buy options, what happens is the options will close whether the stock price goes down or up. If you buy calls or buy puts, as the price moves, that essentially dictates the value of your calls. And if you're betting that the price will go up and the price goes down, then you lose 100% of your purchase. If you bet that it goes down and it goes up, you lose 100% of your investment. So Max Payne theory says that the price will essentially find the place. It'll close on expiration at the price where the most investors stand to lose the most money. So these giant hedge funds are the ones that are selling calls and puts, and they essentially are giving the ability for people to bet long or short. But mysteriously, the majority of the time, the stock price will actually close right at the point where the most people lose money, and that the giant companies and hedge funds that have the liquidity to sell these make the most money. And this just has gone on for years and years. Well, so enter the most recent news and activity from today. What's happening is people are so angry and so sick of Wall Street dictating what happens out in the stock market and out in the normal financial world, that they've decided to take GameStop as their battle flag. And what they've done is they've decided that they are going to buy GameStop and well, actually, this is how it began. First of all, there's a gentleman by the name of a name I really can't say due to a swear word in the name, but his name is Deep F Value. And since a year ago, he has been buying GameStop, and he's been noticing that there are problems in the market, and it's either him or people that were on the Wall Street Bets Reddit section of Reddit, and they just noticed that there were some giant companies that had essentially shorted a ton of GME stock. And these guys are like, these giant companies that just short stocks, and they just put these companies out of business and take the small investors' money. We should just buy and hold forever. And I think this, from what I was able to research, this Deep F Value guy, he had about $50,000 to invest with, and slowly, month over month, he's been buying. So this is a post 9 months ago. He's been buying GME and buying and holding and buying and holding and buying and holding. And he's kind of gathered a group around him, and Wall Street Bets and the community, everyone kind of gathered in all around him. And he's been doing this for a year. And he's been slowly driving the price up, $8, $10, $13, and he slowly kind of created this community, and it's become we're going to stick it to these giant hedge funds that absolutely dictate the financial world and run the whole world. And so he's been holding, and he's still holding, and I think as of most recently, his $50,000 longs are worth over $31 million or something. And so it's quite an incredible thing. But what happened, so this is kind of where it all began. There has been, so what happens is if you short a company, what that means is that you are borrowing shares from somebody else to sell the stock, and then you hope that the price goes down. And then when the price goes all the way down, then you can rebuy to give back the shares to the original owner of the shares. And what happens is when you sell, you have an exposure position where the most you stand to win is what you invested. So if you short $1 million, if it goes to absolute zero, you've sold and got $1 million, and now you can buy it back for zero, and you've made $1 million. But the problem is, if the price doubles and you have to pay back let's say the owner of the original shares needs his shares back because he wants to sell them, then you get squeezed. And what that means is you have to liquidate your position. And so you would have to buy for $2 million to give him back his shares, and then you've lost $2 million off of your $1 million investment. So you're net negative $1 million from where you began. Well, if the price triples or quadruples, you've lost $3 million or $4 million. And so as the price continues to go up, it puts a lot of pain on these on the person or the group that's shorting them. Well, because these big companies just decided, well, GameStop is a crap company, and we're just going to short it and make a lot of money. They put really high, they put very very big positions into these short positions, and so it says that they were about 4 million shares short, and so what happened is a lot of these insiders had put in these giant short positions, and the little people, the little investors, have decided that they are going to totally destroy these giant hedge funds that are just running the world. And so they have been buying and not selling. So if these guys get into a bad situation, they need to cover their shorts. And they're getting squeezed, and the price is going up, and they're going to have to buy at a higher price to cover these short positions, which what does that do to the price? It skyrockets it. It's going to go up even more. And so they are, these great big institutions are just going in really high on their short positions. And then what happened is as they went up, as the price went up, these companies decided to not exit their position, but to essentially double down. So they have reshorted at a higher price. But now they're in a pretty scary situation. So as of a few days ago, they were getting into the billions of dollars of exposure. And so what happened? So one of the companies that is in the center of this is this company called Citron, and they are. I mean, this kind of explains it, and I'll just kind of hit some of these, but there's a frustration out there in the world about this. And what happened is Citron, they had shorted this, and so what happened is they tried to do a coordinated dump to bring the price down. So they're trying to scare these investors and scare people into selling so that they can exit their position and stop just hemorrhaging funds. And I think at this point, I think Citron is about $2.5 billion underwater. And that's enough to really wipe out some people. And this company is, they're kind of hated by Elon Musk and some other groups because there's a lot of people that have shorted company stock when, when they're down. They're trying to kick them while they're down and make a buck off of these people that are actually trying to produce something in the world. So anyway, people are buying shares left and right. And I guess what happened was that Citron, they had their hedge fund buddies, and they had borrowed money from other hedge funds, and so they just have a giant amount of money riding on this. Well, the end of the options period happens this Friday. So tomorrow options expire, and these companies are freaking out. And what has happened is that they've got all of their cronies in their group, all these rich guys. And what happened was Robinhood and Webull and a couple of stock trading apps, they just decided randomly that they were going to halt trading. And they said that nobody could buy GME anymore. They could only sell. So you can just see how obvious the corruption is. And people were furious. And so because they halted buying, it scared people into selling. This is just more technical attempts that they made in the past few days crash the price down. So these naked short ladder attacks and all these other things that they're trying to do to like get the price to fall down and rapidly make the price down. So this is all the whale moves that we see in crypto, but this is all happening in the stock world. So they are deep into a situation with this. So they are so anyway, with Robinhood going down, or at least not allowing investors to trade, it has made people absolutely livid because you can just see that if the price closes at 480, where beginning of the month it was at $16, that is like a 22x loss on whatever billions of dollars they did, and this can really take them for beating. So they are doing everything they can to manipulate this price back down. And so last thing I found is that there's now a class action against Robinhood. Why they would just stop people from being able to buy, and they're going to have to testify in front of Congress and explain why how this happened. But you can just see how much corruption there is out here in the stock world. And this is what got me away from stocks in the first place. Like, I just never loved the fact that whenever, companies are supposed to do the best they can for their shareholders, but whenever the price goes up, CEOs and others, just as a natural course of doing business, they print shares and fund this and fund that. And it may be for the best of the company, but it could take years. And if it doesn't pan out, they're essentially just borrowing from the little guys that are buying, and that's a part of their retirement funds and things. So anyway, there's a lot of activity going on out there, and this has become this battle flag against Robinhood and against these giant hedge funds that short the short stocks and destroy companies. And so it's amazing, like, what's happening out there. And what's very interesting, to kind of bring it back to crypto, is that all of the comments that are happening out there, especially when Robinhood goes down and people realize, you know what, this is a lot deeper than what we think it is. They are turning to crypto. There's a lot of like the crypto Twitter group has clashed with the Wall Street Bets on Reddit group, and they are just saying this: we got to exit the system. The current system is full of crap, and it's disgusting, and it's manipulated. And the best way to exit the system is to get into crypto. And so today, our Bitcoin is having a beautiful day. Like, this is the type of candle that is a bounce candle. This is where we turn things around. And one coin that really that became the battle flag for it, and it might have to do with Elon Musk, and it might have to do with just Doge being kind of everybody's coin, but it has absolutely had a monstrous day. It tripled since yesterday. So it was up over 200% up here. And if you zoom in on the 5-minute chart, you can see that we're going up. Like, normally what I tell everyone is that if a coin has made 100% gain in one day, it's usually manipulation and it's time to get out because it's coming back down. But look at the size of this ascending triangle. We are supporting off of the 55-minute SMA. So support here, support here, support here now. Look at this gigantic move that's about to happen. If we even hint at touching 75 again, we are going to blow this wide open. Wide open. Like, this is one of the, like, a 78% is on the table. This is risky though, but no, can't even go that high. Hang on. We could see 130 Satoshi Dogecoin pretty soon. Like, oh man. I mean, I can't leave money on the table. I'm exiting. I will exit some positions, but I'm waiting for this breakout because it's just like the revolution is here and people are angry and they are voting with their wallets, and it's amazing to see. It's absolutely amazing to see. So wow, what a day. You sure can be surprised when it's about time. It's so corrupt. That's why I love crypto. That's why I'm here. I am sick and tired of the stock world. When I got my master's of science in finance, the main thing I took away from that was how corrupt the world is. Everybody has got their hands in everyone else's pocket. Working on Wall Street was I felt like I would have to sell my soul to do it. I worked at Goldman Sachs for about a year, and I couldn't stomach kind of the egotism and the just the corruption that's involved in the financial world. And I went a different path. I just decided I'd be more of an analyst, and I got deep down into finding trends and problems and helping companies survive rather than padding the pockets of these giant hedge funds that just take advantage of the world. So yeah, longer video today, but man, this just really needed to be addressed, and it has everything to do with crypto. I love this industry. It is life-changing. It is the only industry where everything is 100% transparent. You know exactly what the coin supply is. You know, you just know where you stand. And it's just, there's nothing else in the financial world that is so transparent as this. And so it's the future. This is where I'm hanging my hat. Anyway, you guys are awesome. We will catch you all tomorrow. Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So, these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.